Good morning, dear devotees and friends. Yeah, now it is okay. Let us begin with the Shanti mantra that we usually chant before studying this Upanishad. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak Prana Chakshu Sutramato Balam Indriyani Cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahmo Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryat Mama Brahma Nirakarud Anirakaranamastu Anirakaranam Mestu Tadatmani Nirateya Upanishatsu Dharmaste Mai Santu Te Mai Santu Om Shanti 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 Om, may my limbs, speech, vital force, eyes, ears, also strength and all the organs become well developed. Everything is Brahman. May I not deny Brahman. May not Brahman deny me. May neither Brahman nor me deny each other. May all the virtues mentioned in the Upanishads manifest in me, who am trying sincerely to realize Brahman. Friends, we are studying Chandogya Upanishad, and today, the one becoming many, that means the creation, that will be discussed. Today is, according to the Hindu almanac, is a very, very auspicious day because our forefathers, our ancestors, they are now, after blessing, going back to their abode, and the divinity, the divine, in the form of the mother, she is coming. So they are going back and she is coming. Most of the Hindus, they will go to the rivers and they will offer the water and some other oblations to their ancestors who have passed away, and thinking that they will get the food and water, they will be happy. This is a sign of gratefulness. We remember our ancestors. This is the gratefulness, and that shows the human life. Animals, birds, I don't think they remember in that way. But the human being must remember. Must remember. Why? Otherwise, the wonderful quality that makes a human will be lost. And you will have a human body though, but you won't be considered as a human. So that is the main. Sometimes some people, they say, once in a year only we are offering. That means once in a year only they are eating and drinking. No. Our human 1 year is 1 day for the gods and the means. Human 1 year is a day only. So every day actually, they are getting your offering, receiving your offering. So that is the Devi Paksha. That means all the divine power that we consider as the mother. So that is manifesting today to subdue the Ashura power. Ashura means the wrong, bad powers. So this is both are coming from the same source, good and bad. But they always inspire, they tell us, you better choose the good one. You know, the father has good qualities, some bad qualities. But always the father himself will say to his son, you take my good qualities, not the bad qualities. Like that, the God has created good and God has created bad, but the God will always say, you, particularly the human being, I have given you a brain which can think, which can judge, which can analyze. You must take what are good things. So that is the taking the blessings of the ancestors by performing tarpan and then welcoming the Divine Mother by chanting His holy name. And the whole week, all the days are very, very auspicious days. Any good work the people should do now. And the kings, they used to go out for conquering the other countries and all on the Dashami, Vijaya Dashami day. They used to perform the Durga Puja and taking the blessings of the Lord Goddess Durga, they used to go out to conquer the other things. Sri Ramachandra again, before starting his fighting with the Ravana, by the advice of the gods, he also performed Durga Puja. And very interestingly, Ravana himself, he knew, he was a great scholar, he knew that to perform anything, we need the blessings of Goddess, the Mother. So he also performed Durga Puja. So this Durga Puja is coming, it is on the, we will observe that on the 30th, that is the Ashtami day, but it will begin much earlier. And today for the Ramakrishna mission, Swami Akhandananda ji's Tithi Puja. He was known as Gangadhar, as a pre-monastic name, one who is holding the Ganga. Who is holding the Ganga? Gangadhara. He is Dharana, holding the Ganga, Shiva. The Shiva is holding the Ganga. That name was Gangadhara. But Swami Vivekananda, he had the habit of making all the names twisted and saying in a different way. The Swamiji used to call him Ganges. As because Ganga, they used to call him Ganges. But he was not Ganges. He was the holder of Ganges. That means the Shiva. So this Gangadhar Maharaj Ji, today is auspicious Tithi Puja. He was a wonderful person, this Gangadhar Maharaj, has a great heart. See, anywhere, anyone suffering, he could not resist himself. From him started all the service thing of the Ramakrishna mission. Otherwise, we would have been free from all this. But he started. And when he was passing through a place called Murshidabad, that was the British time, and British used to segregate places and used to create in such a way the people should not get any food. They used to completely segregate that whole area and they will punish them in that way, no food, nothing. So they become poor And obviously, when a poor person, whatever you offer, and in exchange, whatever you ask from them, they will do that. So by that way, they used to rule. Gangadhar Maharaj was passing through that. He was not knowing anything. He was having only 4 annas. You know that the 16 anna is 1 rupee. So 1/4 of that much money. So he used to walk. And sometimes with that little money, some food he used to purchase. When he was walking, he found a little girl crying, sitting on the street. What happened to you? She told, I was having only 1 earthen pot to keep the drinking water. Now, after that, when I was carrying the water, something happened. I fell, and that earthen pot is broken. My mother will kill me. I'm afraid to go back to the home. The earthen pot? Come, I will purchase 1 or 2 for you. So she took the girl and purchased the earthen pot, and also asked another shopkeeper was there, give some puffed rice, moody, puffed rice to that girl. She was a Muslim girl, and that was the first service Maharaj did. My God, the moment he offered some puffed rice, there are so many children. They all came and they started begging for the food. They were starving. What happened? He asked the shopkeeper, oh, you don't know there is no food anywhere in this locality. Then the Gangadhar Maharaj started crying and complaining to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, his God. How is it? Children are suffering. Why then you are there? Then he found Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna appeared before him then and there and asked, you better stay back here. You need not to go to Himalaya. He was going to visit Himalaya. Now, stay here, serve them. So he could not move even 1 step. He said, no, because I have a mind to go to Himalaya to sit for tapasya. But he said, no, you better sit over here. Sorry. Then he started begging from food from the rich people and distributed among these poor people. Then he thought, is he doing the right thing? See, he was not having any ego. That shows that. He could do it. But he said, no, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna wrote on a paper, Naren is the leader. You should listen to the Naren. So he wrote to Swami Vivekananda. And the Swami Vivekananda, he was here in America that time, and he wrote to him, Naren, I am doing this because I am feeling the Thakur is instructing me. Is it okay? Is it all right? And that later you must read. That was the later Swami Vivekananda said, oh, that was my dream. You are a hero. You are really, really doing the God's work. So he started. Then there were women, there ladies were there, girls were there. Who will look after? Because we are monastics. We are not supposed to go and serve the girls. Swamiji said, never care. They are the embodiments of the Divine Mother. Go and serve. Never discriminate between man and woman. Go and serve them, each and every one. Never discriminate between the religion, Muslim or Hindu. Whoever wants the service, you must serve. That was the first service station started by Ramakrishna Mission in Murshidabad. It's still continuing till today. Friends, that is why we consider the Gangadhar Maharaj, because our emphasis on the work and the services as a tapasya, as a spiritual practice. So all these auspicious things that happened, now let us begin this our today's study. You know that those who are following this class, you know that the boy whose name was Shvetaketu, his father was Aruni, As the tradition, the boy went to study because his father, in the beginning, he was not at all interested in the study. Then his father said, in our family, no one is illiterate. How come you are not showing an interest in education? And that is not good. You better go and study. He agreed, he went and he completed the study, and he was a very intelligent boy. He completed in no time. Within 12 years, he completed and he came back. But the father noticed that he has become very egoistic because he has learned some things so very egoistic. Oh, sorry. And then the father, he observing that, he said, hey, you have completed your study? Well, yes. Can I ask you some question? Well, yes. Can you please tell me from which everything comes? Like this, 3 questions he asked. He couldn't answer. But look at the boy. He said, maybe the teachers who were teaching me, they never knew all this. So that is why they could not teach me. But one good thing he said, previously he never listened to the father. Usually this type, when the boys become, particularly boys I'm telling, when they become a little grown up, and they will never listen to the father. They think father doesn't know. The friends they know. So they will always be here. The father was waiting. This is the time. He said, maybe my teachers never knew. Can you teach me? Taking that opportunity, immediately his father started teaching him. So the whole society is just like that, as we are also facing. Sometimes the parents will come with their children and say, see, my son is not listening to me. Can you please teach him? Like this, the same thing happening all the time. Vidya dadati vinayam. Vidya, the education, makes a man humble, not egoistic. That is exactly what the Indian tradition teaches. So always they think, no, not me. If you read the Upanishad, one person is going to another very highly qualified person and asking, sir, can you please tell me how I can know everything by knowing one? Kasminno bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati iti. I like to know one by which I can know everything. Immediately his reply was, it is this, but I am not telling it. Those who knew, realized it, they said this. And this humbleness, vidya dadati vinayam. This vinaya, the humbleness, because he knows that I am this. Long back, Swami Bireshwaranandaji, he was visiting Assam. You know the last part of the Assam, after that the Bangladesh and other countries. That last part, that's called Silchar. The Silchar, there's the airport, and from there he was coming back to Calcutta. I went all the way to Silchar to receive initiation. Otherwise, it was very difficult to get initiation. There's so much the demand, you have to be in the line for a long period of time. As because over there I could get, and I received that initiation, and I was serving my guru, staying few days with him, like that. The last day when he was leaving from there I found the Maharaj is giving the blessings to all the children. And one child suddenly came and he took the blessings from him. Mother never insisted. Rather, mother was not liking. But this boy of his own came and took the blessings from the mother. And Swamiji used to give candies to the children in that way. At this, there he was asking a question about the aeroplane. Everyone was going on giving comments on the aeroplane, not knowing actually what it is. They never studied, but some comment they will give. But one Swami who used to serve the President Swamiji, he was a pilot in Indian Airlines. And afterwards he joined as a brahmachari, and then he became a sannyasi. He was one of the assistants to the President Maharaj. He was sitting very close to him, in a humble way. Then the Maharaj commented, one who's supposed to answer never gave the answer. Because he was sitting over there and he could answer the question, but he didn't do because he was waiting. If he is asked directly by the Maharaj, maybe he will say. Otherwise, just I know, so boasting never, Vidya dadati vinayam. That was the beauty of the Vidya. But the Shetuketu, we won't agree that. The Shetuketu I was asking, what is this? Then the father gave that knowledge. This is from where Hinduism begins. Hinduism is based on oneness. Though Hinduism is so many millions of gods and goddesses, but Hinduism begins with the one only. So it begins with here, Yatha Soumya, and it says, Sad eva Soumya ek idam agra asit. There was a Sat, and from there everything came. Knowledge of oneness, that one has become many. And he said that, the Aruni said to his son, if you know the material, the nature of the material, you know the product also. Sat ekam asid, only one, that was existence. Now friends, this is a little debating thing. From here, a part of Buddhism, Buddhist school, they debated and they came out. Now who is the creator? Why? Because they wanted to know the creation. If we know the creation, this world, we know the creator also. The physics is going on trying to know what is this creation actually. It was made of what? There are chemicals are there, matters are there, materials are there, so many different forces are there by which it has been created. So that was the question. And he was asking by which one can see, one can understand, one can hear. What is that power? Now he is giving the answer. If you know the material, you know the product. That was his answer first, made out of material. Now he is giving the example. Yatha Soumya ekena mritpindena sarvam mrinmayam vigyatam syad. Yatha, as Soumya, dear son, ekena, one piece of mritpindena, the clay, sarvam mrinmayam vigyatam syad. You can understand all the things that has been made out of that clay. Bhacharam vanam vikaro namadheyam mittikeva satyam. Now if you go to a potter's place, the potter is making so many varieties of things out of the clay. But all those are clay. Now there will be plates, there will be tall statues, there will be this size, that size, different names, different color painting. If you go to the potter's place, there are so many varieties and beauties are there. But what is the material? Clay only. So if you know the clay, you know all the products. So that, he said, if you know God or the Creator, you know the creation. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, in a very interesting way, he explained. Now someone was very much curious to know, as a very rich man was there and landlord, he was inquiring in different places how much land this man is having, how much money he is having, how much gold he is having, how much bank papers he is having. Then he said, why don't you go and meet the man itself? If you go and make a friendship with that person, he himself will tell what's the how much wealth he is having. Otherwise, unnecessarily you are inquiring, you won't be able to complete it. So Sri Ramakrishna said, you better go and realize God. And you know everything. Who am I? Who is he? Who is this? Who is that? All these things will be solved if you know the one. Vacharambanam is through the words. We define it in a different way. Oh, that is a tree. That is an animal. This is a bird. This is a car. This is a human being. That is all the words that we use, the name and form that we see, and accordingly we are explaining. But all are nothing but consciousness. The consciousness is the main thing. If a tree is surviving, then it's a tree. Or it's a dead tree. It has no value at all. And then the bird and the beautiful animal the other day we found dead lying over there. We used to like that. He used to come and eat a squirrel, very good looking squirrel. It will be jumping, coming and then eating. And they eat, when they eat as if very humble way they are sitting. It's not that, that is the way they sit. But we feel as if they are folding their two hands. So we used to imagine, I used to get enjoy. But suddenly one day something happened, maybe because of the old age, he died. So when the dead animal, that same squirrel, we are not at all interested. Rather we ask someone to throw the dead body somewhere. Otherwise it was very close to our window. It was not good to us. Same. Why? That same squirrel was there. Only one thing was absent. Prana. So similarly, this beautiful body, when the prana is not there, life is not there, bharja bibhyati tasmin kai. Shankaracharya is mentioning, even the wife will not touch that body. Oh my God, this is a dead body. So dead body has no reason. What is that important? That is the Atman. That is the life. That we should know. And from there, all these things have come. So he mentioned, if you know the material, and naturally you will know the product made out of this material. And what is that material? He said, Satyam. Tadeva samya idam agra asit. Sat eva. Sat means existence. And we cannot explain anything else. It is only existence. That means something is there. Now, again, and Hinduism is a perfect and pure science. It never believes, rather encourages to understand. The Prasna Upanishad, they're asking the question. Prasna means question. And they're encouraging. The teachers are encouraging. Ask question. There is an Upanishad called Kena Upanishad. Why this, why this, why this? So this is the beautiful way the Hinduism developed. And here also through the conversation, it says, what was there out of which everything has come? We can understand this word. I can touch it, I can see it, I can smell it, I can taste it. So obviously, I understand this word. But I don't understand out of which it has been made. There are questions. Whether it was made out of wood in the beginning, what was the material? There are some things are there, like the wood, like the trees. Are they living? Of course they are living. They are sprouting, then growing up, becoming a huge tree, then one day they are dying. That means it is the circle that is going on just like us. I am also born little, then growing up, becoming old, someday I am dying. Same thing is going on. That means the same thing is happening everywhere. In the world of the birds and the reptiles and the animals. What is this common? Something must be common. Changes we can observe. But how we can observe the changes? There must be someone within me which is not changing at all. So they can understand the changes. That can understand the changes. Friends, little attention is needed. I am observing the changes. How? There must be something within me which is static. If all things are changing all the time in the same speed, we won't understand the changes. And sometimes we find as if on the sky a huge aircraft floating, but it is moving, maybe 700 kilometers per hour it's moving, so fast. But it is just floating over there. Why? Because there is nothing else around to compare. That's why we see like that. It's a common science. So when we see this, everything is changing, what is that? It's called Sat, existence. And what is that existence? Now that it is very difficult. He's going on giving example after example. That is also the beauty of the Upanishad. To make you understand, they repeat. As the mothers, they always repeat the same thing to the children to make it go into their head so that they will do it. Once only the mother said, hey, go and read. But no, mother, hey, go and read every morning and every day they will go say that. Why? So that it goes and the children, they don't understand what is good for them. So they hear, and then they repeat that, do that. Here also says, so look at the earth, and from the earth so many things are made. So obviously, if you know the earth, you know all these varieties, right? Yes. Look at that gold. If you know one gold, a lump of gold, all the jewelry is made out of gold are the same. And different varieties of, there are people who design. And then there are people, according to the design, they will make that gold. And some people, they're collecting gold from somewhere. So many, the whole industry goes on like that. But those who are purchasing and wearing it, they don't care about that. So many things are happening all around to get that piece of gold. And they go, give some money and purchase that. But what is that gold if you know, and you know everything? Similarly, the iron, so he goes on saying like that. By preparing the mind of the son, the father now goes on telling the secret of creation. Who has created this creation and out of what? That is the main question. Now he is coming. It is the basis of the Sanatana Dharma. And you may be knowing that I told you many times, and you'll be happy. Some of you, our devotees, they attended that. It was a unique, wonderful, successful meeting. First time, North America Vedanta conference. And there was no songs, there was no dances, there was no food courts, there was no shops. But 400 plus people, all the sessions. Not that sometimes one session and after that almost all the chairs are empty, not like that. There were beautiful, very interesting, the museums were there. I was thinking that many people will go to see the museum. No, all of them, they were there. All the 400 chairs were all the time full. What we discussed? Vedanta. And what is that Vedanta? Who is the creator? That much. And approaches are different. Why? This is very important. If the Creator has created us and separated us eternally, then we, the creation, can never go back to the source. So that is the first point. So there must be something where we can go back to the source, because almost all the people, all the great teachers, they said, you must become like that. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was very clear. The God realization is the goal of human life. He never said the Hindu's life. He never said that these are the human life. Any one human must go back to the God. But we don't know what is God. And if we don't know the God, how we will realize it? So that is why his study of the Upanishads is very important. And this is the root of the Samannaya Vedanta. There was another Vedanta was introduced in this particular discussion. That is Samannaya Vedanta. There is Advaita Vedanta, Vishishtadvaita Vedanta, Dvaita Vedanta. We introduce Samannaya Vada, Samannaya Vedanta this time. Why? Because Hinduism is based on Samannaya. And what is this Samannaya? Sadeva Samya idam agra asid. Sad, that existence alone and only one, without a second, existed. Now from here begins. Who is the creator? That's Sat. What is the material? That's Sat. This is very interesting. Who is creating that existence? How he is creating out of that existence? Now naturally, a lot of debate came. A group of people, they afterwards, much afterwards, 2nd century, the Nagarjuna, he introduced another philosophy. A philosophy means only you have to give the complete points to explain what is the creation, what is the creator, and what is the relation between the creator and the creation, that much. If you like to say, I am a philosopher, then you have to, and you are developing one new path, you have to say these three. Who is the creator? What is this creation? And what is the relation between the creator and the creation? Here, the Vedanta says, Sad eva. Sad only, the existence was there. Another person came, no. Asat sat jayata. There was actually nothing. And there was nothing because now when we go and see, there was nothing. Is it really nothing was there? You know the funny stories. It's an organization. So some people are very good worker and some people are not. The in charges of the ashramas. Here in the Europe and America, we don't have the assistant monastics because we cannot provide them. That is difficult. In India, there will be a Swami, then other Swamis, then the brahmacharis, then like that it goes. So one brahmachari was not listening to the in-charge Swami. And he came and complaining to the headquarters, Swamiji, please change that boy. You better take him back and give another person to me. Why? He is not doing this, he is not doing this, he is not doing this. He was giving all negative. Who is it? But as a human, he must be having some good qualities. Is he not having any good quality? That he can cook, that's a good quality, okay. And what? And he can actually develop the garden, vegetable garden, actually another good quality. Like that, there are so many good qualities in that man. Then the Swami told, see, if you make a negative the qualities and his positive qualities are more. Keep him there. You need not to change. You have to adjust with him because he is a good person and good for the ashrama. You better adjust with his mood and thoughts. Sometimes they come and disagree with the in-charges, that is because of that. Now, similarly, in the Veda, in the Upanishad, the rishis, after the realization, after the examination, they found there is something. And what is that something? Consciousness. And the consciousness everywhere. And the same consciousness, when entering into different forms, they are taking different names and forms. Nowadays it has become easy to explain. Suppose this electricity, it is entering into this particular size of the bulb or particular this focus or the fan or here, there, so many. But if you look at them, they are different. Their names are different. Sizes are different. Activities are also different. A fan is moving and the light is burning and giving you the light. All that different. But an electrician, they will say, no, it is all electricity. It is all electricity, one. And there was nothing actually, but you put the bulb, immediately the light comes. Look at it. As if, apparently, nothing was there. But only one socket, something, and you purchase a new bulb, put over there, immediately the room is lighted. That means something was there. And that is why this light. And the funny thing happened long back in Arunachal Pradesh. The first generation tribal people, they came to learn. And one of the boys, now he is an MLA and he is a minister. After finishing schooling, he went to the college and then he was telling that. He told, my father tied me like a goat and pulled me to the school because we never wanted to come to school. And in our life, there was nothing like school. The free jungle life. So naturally, they were very happy, hunting the birds and animals and running here, there. Now suddenly the father told me, you have to go to school. And that was the first time we heard the word school. School, what is that? And not only that, when they came to know that the teacher is coming to visit their village, they were so curious. It must be a very peculiar person coming, something. So they were hiding behind the trees and observing the teacher is coming. Then, in his own words, then he found as a black person coming, just like us, only color is dark. We are better, because they are all fair complex. We are better people. Why I should go to him to learn? But the father told, no, you must go. So he pulled me over there, and after coming over there, I found other boys are also there. And then we started game and all this. I started living over there. But one thing, I noticed that whenever this darkness comes, our teacher comes, put the hand on the wall, and room becomes lighted. So I thought, oh, this is very interesting. And why? Because there are bulbs, and it is burning, making light. So I stole those 2-3 bulbs at a summer vacation, and I took it to the house and said to the father, now I can make the room lighted. And father told, how? Father was my father. He was not knowing anything. So then the uncle, the father, the whole village came to observe that when there is dark, room will be lighted. So he hanged by tying in the rope in different places all those bulbs. And he was waiting for the darkness. And it became dark, and he entered into the room. In the style of his teacher, he placed a hand on the wall, but nothing happened. Because there is no electricity, no wire, no connection. Only the bulbs are there. Then not only he, his father, his uncle, they all started beating the whole wall. Nothing happened. So in a very hilarious way, he was mentioning, he told, we were not knowing that it needs electricity. We were so ignorant. Ramakrishna Mission has given us the knowledge. Now I visit London. Now I go and talk to the great personalities in Delhi. As a minister, I am taking decision because of the knowledge. So knowledge. So the importance was given on the knowledge. And how the knowledge will come? By understanding. And how you will understand? Observing. What is happening? Changes. When I can observe the changes, that means something is there within me or somewhere which is not changing. Comparing with that, I can understand the changes. So what is that not changing? And they slowly found out that it is the consciousness all pervading. And that is manifesting in different names and forms. So, but some people say, no, there was nothing actually. Tasmat asata sat jayata. They said there was actually nothing. Just out of condition, different condition, this thing happened. Now they said there was earth was there, water was there, then the potter was also there. The earth, water and the potter, when they came, the three came together, the potter made these utensils, different earthen utensils. So the condition means if they come together, then they create. But before that, you don't need anything. So that is exactly, in brief, Nagarjuna, he is mentioning the creation, you need not to depend on God. You need not to depend on the Brahman. Only if the situation comes like that, automatically creation comes. But the Vedantin, they refute it. No, it is not possible. So 2nd century philosopher Nagarjuna, Shunyavada, he said. Shunya means nothing is there. But it is not nihilism. Exactly, nothing is there, not like that. Something, but it is not the way you think. That is the way it goes. Now the discussion is to determine creation. And the creation, so many varieties. And in the varieties, two things are very common. One is inert, another is living. Look at us. Our body is inert, just like the wood. When a dead body is lying over there, nobody cares. Whether it is the dust, whether it is rain, whether it's snow, a dead body is dead body. Just like the wood and the stone. But the moment there is life, immediately we take a different type of care. So the life, that means the consciousness and the inert, both are together. How that can be together? There are two different types of dolls are there. Sometimes only the just doll. But sometimes they will put a machine inside the doll and the machine will work in different way. Japan has developed, I was seeing that advertisement, the beautiful small dolls, the white, the color and all, and they will do whatever you want. They will dance for you, they will bark for you, they will run for you, exactly like the dogs, but not dog. There are dolls. The machine is there. They're all AI slowly developing in that way. Now these, they say, now the creation is coming, then how it is? The Buddhism, they say that the Buddhist school, not the whole Buddhism, that the continuous circle of cause and effect. But they say, no, it cannot be. How it has been created, that is the first thing, and where it was before creation. These are the two things we have to know, we have to ascertain. Vedantin says, product remains inherent in the material. In the gold itself, the jewelry is there. Now someone imagining and then out of that gold making the jewelry. But product was already there inherent into that. Otherwise the jeweler could not make that jewelry. So hence the production or the creation means expression. It's the expression only. This is very important. We have to keep in mind. But the Buddhist or nihilist, they say nothing existed before the production. Nyaya school, they say product is not inherent in material. Rather, it is an altogether new creation. So look at their argument. The material loses its formal identity and become non-existent. Now there was a lump of earth, clay. Now when out of that clay we are making the dolls, where is that one? That the clay was there? It is not there. So you cannot say that the product was there inside. The moment the product becomes, the original thing is absent. That's a very important point for the philosophers. Now, the God has created this universe. Out of what? Out of God Himself. All religion says this. Please listen to this. All religion says God has created this universe. Out of what? Out of His own. As in the Bible we find, there was no light, there was darkness. And the Lord says, let there be light. And the light came. That means He just wished and everything created. Now God is creating the universe. Now they are saying when the material is used for the creation, the material is not existing at all. New creation is coming. In that, what will happen? God created this universe, God is no more existing. Because He has become universe. The God is living inside this whole universe. Now, how terrible. Now, it will be difficult for that. But if God is changing, that means He is not eternal. And if He is not eternal, then He is not observing. Then He is also just like us changing. No, it cannot be. So Nyaya, they say in this way, because non-existent become non, as if from that product emerges a new creation. Hence, according to Nyaya, they believe that both existence and non-existence is there. Existence, the clay, and from the clay when the dolls are made, non-existence. So existence and non-existence in that way. Problem is, it is not the clay, it is the God. If the clay is not there, it has become the utensils, it is okay. But if the God has become the human being, and there is no God existing, then what will happen? It cannot be. This supports the eternal separation from the creation. God created man, and man can never go back to the Godhood. No, it cannot be. Because we see the God created, that is the reason the Christians, they say, the only begotten Son of God, Jesus. They will never say, we are all the children of God. Hindu says. But the Christian never can say that. Why? They believe in this way. God created His Son, and He sacrificed His Son for the human being, so that the Son can tell them or guide them to the righteous path. And that is the reason God sacrificed His Son, only begotten Son. But we say, no, that cannot be. When the God has created the human being, and in the human being, that type of qualities, as it was there in Jesus, exist, anyone can become Jesus. Anyone can become Jesus. Swami Vivekananda said, Buddhahood is our birthright. Buddhahood is our birthright. That is the Hinduism. They say, that quality you are also having. If Shankaracharya could realize, if Madhvacharya could realize, if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could realize, anyone in the human form could realize God, any human can realize God. Any human. Why? The same type of qualities are also there. Only thing you have to practice at that man did. You know that when we were children, we used to go and collect the notebooks from our previous classes. Which notebook? The one who became first or second. You know, in our time, first, second, it was there. I don't know in America it is there or not. And America is equal communist. So, no problem. But in our country, there is a competition. And in the competition, there will be first, second, third, and all that. So, obviously, we used to go, and our seniors used to tell, teachers used to tell, go and collect his notebook. Why? By using that notebook, he became first. All those things. So if you are also following the same thing, there is a chance for you also. Of course, reproduction is depending. And you can also become fast. Whatever the Jesus has practiced, if we practice that way, we will become Jesus must. Surely. If not, there is something wrong. Practice something wrong. I could not correctly follow the paths of Jesus, teachings of Jesus. If I could become Jesus myself. If not, only Jesus, something wrong. It cannot be only. So sometimes, some philosophy, they insist the only. No, it cannot be. So the Hindu says, no, the creation was created by a consciousness. That consciousness is there in the beginning. Consciousness creates itself, and you can go back to consciousness. Okay, leaving this, we can ask a question. If that God has created, why then all the bad things have come? What is happening? Now it is all around. Not only today, right from our childhood days, we are hearing fighting here, there, everywhere. Either in Asia or in Africa or in Middle East or in something or other. Of course, fighting is necessary. No? Otherwise, those who are producing all the arms, where they will sell. So that is also necessary. For them, we have to do that. The one doctor is a very famous doctor. He said to his patient, see, when the doctors are prescribing, you must purchase those medicine, because those who are producing and selling, they must survive, so we must do that. But when the doctor, if you are sick, you must go to a doctor, because doctor has to survive. And when the doctor is prescribing medicine, you must purchase, because those producers must survive. But don't eat that, because you have to survive. So that was the very peculiar way he said. So this is the funny way we find. But you know, the creation, now I will close up here with a Dvaitin viewpoint. Today, I was listening to the wonderful description that has been given in the Sri Chandi. What happened? Chandi means Dvaita, a dualist, another school of Hinduism. And Lord Vishnu, he was sleeping, yoga nidra. When we sleep, we go into slumber and we forget. But in the yoga nidra, he is completely awake and aware, but not reacting. That's called yoga nidra. The Lord Vishnu was there. Suddenly he thought, let me create something. I am all alone. Let me create. And from his navel came Brahma. Brahma, the best God, the first God. And he became the creator. The Lord Vishnu gave him the knowledge of the Veda. There are 4 Vedas. So we imagined the Brahma is having 4 heads. Actually 1 head, but 4 knowledge. And then very peculiarly, when the Vishnu was not very much aware, from his ear came 2 boys, Madhu and Gautama. And they are very dangerous type of people. Immediately after the birth, they started searching, who is there around? They found Vishnu, such a huge form. They said, okay, we will inquire about it afterwards. But they're sitting over there. They found the Brahma sitting on a lotus, meditating. So why is he sitting over there? And we are in the water. Let us go and kill him now. From Lord Vishnu, both good and bad came. We have to understand this. And this is beauty of Hinduism. They never complain that there is a devil and the devil gave all bad things. No, it is God himself. When the God creating good, God creating bad, otherwise if there is no conflict, the life become we lose the interest. As because challenges are there, conflicts are there, That's why life is so wonderful. Majority of the very rich family people, they suffer. You know why? There's no challenges. Whenever they are hungry, so much of food. Whenever they like to go, so many cars. Whenever they like to have something, there's so many things. And for us, to purchase a yacht ticket, so many companies we search. Who is giving the best deal? And at what time we will be, if it is Saturday, the Friday, then we get more. And then the Tuesday, less. So we go in the Tuesday. Because the challenges are there, life is there. And we are excited. But those people, they have lost any interest. Where to go? Their own plane. And they go, there is no one to talk. We are going in the line, and the A, B, C, I have to go to the A. So many things are happening. But those people, nothing is there, private jet, they go and same bed, same person, same food. And we go and see, are they going to give us a cup of tea? And then they say, no, you cannot get, but we'll give you some the nuts. Okay. As a free nuts we are getting. We don't eat nuts, but still we'll get it. So like that, so many things happen. If there is no conflict, there is no life. Any movie you see, there will be good characters and the villains. If the villains are not there, who will go to see the movie? No one. So Vishnu created this, good and bad. And then Vishnu created Ma Durga to punish the bad people. Thank you, friends. Thank you. And then we will continue with this, the wonderful way they are giving us constantly, again and again, that there must be something which is conscious. Without that, nothing can be created. Thank you. Is there any question there?
Joydeep is asking, is everything appearing in pure consciousness, to pure consciousness, and is everything nothing but pure consciousness? And am I all-pervading witness consciousness?
There is only one consciousness. And if you are a real consciousness, then of course you are a witness consciousness. This is very interesting. The consciousness is not involved, but the appearance of consciousness get involved. How? This point we have to understand again. Now, if the consciousness is there within us, then again the consciousness will get exhausted. It cannot be. First. Second, if the consciousness is the same in us, then one person getting suffering, all person will feel that. Obviously, if something happened to the supply of the electricity, all the electrical apparatuses will stop functioning. So obviously, it is not like that. If someone is suffering, I am not suffering. How come that we are all same consciousness? Understand it in this way. So here comes the Shankaracharya, and he explained eva. Eva means as if. It is not the real, but reflection. And he says, of all the things that we are having as a human being, the best thing is buddhi. The best thing is intellect. We are having the human body, everything is there, but no intellect. And the special children, special man, special person. Why? He is not having buddhi. So you have to teach him in a different way. It happens. So buddhi is the main thing. And if you are having the intellect, suppose your hand you cannot move, suppose you cannot walk, all through on the wheelchair, whole world will keep you on the head. Because he's a buddhiman. He's an intelligent person, one scientist. So same thing happened. So it is buddhi. But why the buddhi, the intellect, are different? Because the reflection of the sun on the buddhi, reflection of the consciousness on the buddhi are different. If your buddhi, the consciousness, is reflecting, if that is very clear, reflection will be much more. If that is not clear, reflection will be less. Suppose we read many things, we think many things, and we are doing many things, and our intellect is all jumbled up. So when we are listening something, we cannot concentrate because that other thoughts are coming. So many things we have already done. That is why they say practice brahmacharya. What is the brahmacharya? Concentration. In the same classroom, 30 boys, 30 students, one become fast. Why? Concentration. So if the mind is very clear, buddhi is clear, reflection of the consciousness will be much more. That is why so many differences. But the answer to your question is, it is not the real, it is the consciousness reflecting on you. That is the reason, if the reflection is not there, you are dead. If the reflection is there, you are alive. That much. Sakshi is that. Thank you.
Swamiji, what happens when you are in deep sleep?
Deep sleep.
Yes.
You know, the deep sleep is called, again, ajnana. It is not knowledge. And this is also, again, very interesting. What happened before deep sleep? We go and lie down on the bed, right? And we forget our body. First, if we are forgetting our body, we go into the dream world. That means mind is active, but body is absent. We are so conscious about the body, but we live without the body also, in our dream world. And in the dream, we see everything as we see in our conscious state. Now, the third stage called deep sleep or dreamless sleep. Now, consciousness, body, and mind. When the body is absent, I am sleeping, but dreaming. That means mind is active. When the dream is not there, where I am now? I am existing, but in ignorance. I wait for the mind to come back. So after that, again the same mind come back. That is the reason, though we always go to that state where the yogis are trying to go, and that is the blessed state of joy, because after the deep sleep, dreamless sleep, we are all happy. You will never find anyone complaining, oh, I had a bad dreamless sleep. No. Everyone is happy after the dreamless sleep. That means that is the place of happiness. When we go to the dreamless condition, we get the happiness. There is no body, there is no mind, only the consciousness, but I am happy. But the problem is, as I do not go consciously, I come back as I was. What the yogis they do, they don't go and sleep. They sit and they forget their body fast in meditation. Forget their body fast. They go into a dream world. What is the dream world? They are concentrating their mind inside the heart, imagining that there is a lotus. On the lotus, their God is sitting and they are worshipping the God. Exactly like the dream, they're imagining. And imagine becomes so strong, they merge into the God, and there remains nothing but the feeling of happiness. And when they come back, they are no more ignorant. They're all the source of happiness and joy. That is the difference between deep sleep and ultimate meditation called Chaturtham, the fourth stage. And the feeling both happiness. And when you go to the fourth stage, when you come back, you are very happy. That is the difference. Thank you.
One in that Vedanta conference, there was a lot of reference on Nyaya philosophy. Today also you were using. But in that philosophy, too much emphasis on logic.
Logic.
But if somebody, for me, it is very difficult because I am very much emotion based. How to change it?
No. See, this is actually, now there are physics is there, chemistry is there, law is there, economy is there, so many subjects are there. Suppose you are not understanding the logic in that way, it is better not to go into that. And Nyaya, those who can understand, that is very intelligent, but that won't give you the ultimate happiness. Our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was the Nobbo Nyaya. They developed a new style of Nyaya, that school. He was a Pandit in that. Very, very argumentative. But he didn't get the happiness because constant argument. This and then and that. Like that it will go on. There is no end of it. So that is the reason just having some idea about that is okay. That this is like this. The philosophy students, they study that. But best thing is, as the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, I have to eat mango. Let me eat mango. Why unnecessarily? What are the trees and how many trees and whose trees and how many branches? Why unnecessarily wasting time? Those who want to do the business with the mango tree, they like to know about that. But those who are eager to realize the knowledge, the Brahman or the God, they need not to bother about that. So you need not to bother about it. As because the philosophical discussion so Nyaya, but we are not also very much knowledgeable about the Nyaya. It's very difficult. And I think the life purpose is to realize God. And God is happiness. God is unselfishness. God is love. That I have to generate. That I have to realize. Thank you. Any, yeah.
Swamiji, some group of people, when they get saturated with the intellectual gymnastics,
Yeah.
then that saturation point drives them that this is the end of it, and now bhakti is the last point of something.
Yeah, that is. And many times we have found that ultimately they come back to the bhakti because that gives the solace. And the great personality like Vedavyasa, and he composed this the life of Sri Krishna and the Bhagavata. This Vedavyasa, of course, he mentioned, the Lord, please excuse me, you are all pervading, but I made you in a temple and visited that place. You are name and form less, but I gave you a form and a name. You don't have anything to appreciate or negate, but I compose some hymns to appreciate you. These are the three things I have done. Please forgive me. So he is telling again, because the intellectual level, you cannot give any name. You know, sometimes the devotees, they say, God cannot be like this. God cannot be like that. But they forget, God is all powerful. God can do anything. Anything. So obviously, who are you to say that God cannot eat this? God cannot go there. God cannot wear this. Who are you to say that? You say, I like my God should be like this. That is okay. I have seen in the families, the ladies, they are decorating a nice way as a my Krishna, my Rama, my Ganesha. It's okay. But say it must be practiced by everyone. That is the problem. You cannot say that. God is all-pervading, all-powerful, and it can do anything. And that is the reason we say, I love my God in this way. That is my way. And that's called Ishtanistha. That's why Hinduism, it is surviving because of so many varieties of freedom is there. I like to worship my God in this way. What is that to you? One person used to constantly fight with God. And he, with a sword, he is moving around. Hey, what happened? Whom you are going to fight with? My God. Why he is giving this thing? Why? He is thinking of God and he is searching for the God, but with a sword to fight with him. Look at it. That is also Hinduism. He loved God. He has a faith. The God is there. But he wants to fight with God because he thinks God is not doing the right thing. That is also okay. And if you read the Bhagavata, where our Bhishma, he is mentioning, my God is Krishna. But when I saw the Krishna helping Arjuna, and when he is driving the chariot, his muscles and the sweat, and on that the sun ray sleeping, and so many colors are coming out. I was meditating that beautiful God of mine, and I was shooting at him. Look at it. He is meditating on God and shooting at him. So this is Hinduism. So he knows that I cannot kill Krishna, but he knows the beautiful Krishna, and as a Kshatriya, this is my job to do this. I am doing that. Thank you, friends. Thank you for a wonderful discussion. And today, as because it's a very auspicious day, please pray to God. Pray to God because from today up to the Dashami, the mother is very, very happy. You know, when the ladies, after the married ladies, they come back to their mother's house, they become very happy. Their own house is good. But a time when they come to their mother's house, they become very free, no responsibility, because she is a daughter over there, and they become very... Similarly, we think from the in-laws' house in the Himalaya, Ma Durga is coming to our house, her mother's house, and she is very happy. Pray to the mother, whatever you want, and that will be granted. Except harming others, no, that won't be. For your development, of course, she will give. Let us say Shanti 3 times. Om Shanti. 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 Harihi Om. Tat Sat.